Alright, welcome to CalCast, where freaking multiplayer sucks in modded Terraria.
Because this is the kind of information that you didn't know already.
Yes, I know the public trusts us to deliver concise and true information.
So, long story short, for those of you who are unaware, we tried a recording session, like, a couple weeks ago. But, yeah, long story short, it just didn't really go too well. There were a few topics that we just didn't really linger long enough on. Yeah, we're here now, and we're gonna discuss the new things, since after that recording, well, Tmod 1.4 with Calamity came out, so yeah, we can play on this now. Which is also why all of us are restarting our characters. Woo! Yeah! That's awesome.
My frame rate is dropping and I don't know why.
My starter pack still isn't working.
I'm really leaning towards switching back to vanilla, because this is not.
I'm disconnected from the server again.
Okay, can we please switch back to vanilla?
I think I played on a dedicated server like yesterday and it was fine. I think the issue is magic storage.
Why that mod of all mods?
Just do Calamity, that's it. Just do Calamity.
Honestly, I agree with JFL.
No QOL mods, just Calamity, and it will work fine, I promise you.
Because like I said, I was playing literally last night, it was fine. And then we added magic storage and boom.
This is proof that quality of life is the ancient evil that no one considers.
I guess we could also talk about the boss checklist. And like
being broken.
Yeah,
God,
how
that's
that was
so
like
annoying.
that was like the source of all evil for like a solid like 3 days. Like if you went into Cal main and like someone was complaining about a problem, there was like a 95% chance it was caused by boss checklist.
Was it actually?
Yeah, like it was ridiculous how one mod was like causing so much trouble on accident.
Oh, I heard a quick story on this as well. One of my friends reached out to me and told me, hey, just be careful because 0 bosses post golem spawn. Like they just don't spawn at all.
What?
And my best guess, now that I'm thinking about it, is that they probably had that mod enabled. And in the first, day to 2 days, all the bosses just despawned instantly because of that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that people were complaining about, was just bosses constantly despawning, or like bosses not being flagged as dead.
And hey, I'm in. Do we exist? Is life working well?
Yes.
I'm on the way.
Yes, you guys are here.
Blocks aren't dropping for me. Oop,
No, it crashed again.
What the heck? Oh my god.
Alright.
Quality of life mods, I hate you all.
Let's turn off all mods except Calamity.
People don't believe me.
Man.
I mean, single player it's fine, but multiplayer is just a steaming pile of no.
Yeah.
Well, I guess while we're here, I could talk about how epic the title theme is, or the title screen.
Man, yeah, that is pretty cool. I wonder who made that.
Who was it?
They must be pretty awesome.
So
It
was
was
you?
definitely Nigro.
Yes, definitely.
I did not do the cinders, that was Dom. But I made the original one, and then I made it actually work.
Nice.
I also broke it at first, too. When there was the whole fiasco in the beginning, that was because of me, and then I also immediately fixed it. So, off to a great start.
Surely it'll work this time. Lost connection instantly. That's a new... I mean, that's making it more efficient.
I have arrived, and I have all my stuff. Alright, well, time to get rid of it, I guess.
Alright, praying that that modded wants to work. Yeah, I think I think we're good.
Run pink.
Hold on,
Yeah,
I'm just loading in.
the best one.
Alright.
We go in death mode?
I don't know.
Wait.
Sure.
Up to you
I
guys.
don't really care.
I do not either.
Alright, so shall we start it off with,
Like, the very first thing that we did last time was the defensive accessories nerf, which we barely talked about, so let's not barely talk about it, and more thoroughly talk about it. A lot of people were angry about it, like, they weren't super happy that, all these defensive accessories were losing a lot of DR.
basically all the defensive accessories got DR nerfs, so like anything that had like 8% DR boosts or something like that would go down to like 3 or 2. Initially, that was just kind of a standalone change, but another patch kind of came out and just, wasn't it where, like, a bunch of the endgame bosses just got their damage removed, or, like, reduced in order to compensate for that type of a change? And honestly, I think that's a pretty healthy change overall, just because it makes sure that, DR isn't super reliant in a lot of ways, and doesn't just leave defense out to die, because in vanilla, defense is overpowered as ever, and so I guess part of that Calamity wanted to kind of change that back a while ago or something, I don't know.
Well, the reason they did it is because DR in the past had just been kind of a stat that they shoved on things and didn't really care about it. If a weapon or if an accessory or whatever wasn't good enough, add some DR, why not? And then they thought, that's not a good idea, let's not do that, and so they took it back off.
As long as it maintains the balance between the boss damage and the character, it doesn't really matter all that much, and I just don't think people should be worried about it.
I mean, but keep in mind, not every defensive accessory was only a post-dog. Like, there were a couple ones that were pre-dog that were nerfed as well.
Regardless, I still don't think that's going to be such a, like, it's not going to be that big a deal. It's just going to be one of those things where you might notice you're taking a little bit more damage, and at the end of the day, it's just going to make the boss a little harder, and then that's just room for fine-tuning and balancing in case something is overtuned.
Either way, I don't really think this is going to be, like, a huge, like, earth-shattering thing that completely shakes up everything.
No, I agree.
No, it's not.
Well, that sucks.
Smooth.
Thank you.
Oops.
I already have a magic
Oh, I forgot to remove this.
Man, this is going great.
Forgot to remove my shadow.
Yeah, this is going great. I'm already dead and GP has something powerful. Yeah, it's going great for him, man. Good job for you. Congrats.
There were two living wood trees on the left that I think Bronze explored with me, and then he kind of just didn't explore them.
Yeah, one of them murdered me.
That wouldn't have been me.
The RoD of Discord was nerfed as well.
I think, yeah, I saw that some people got upset. I don't think it's as big of a change as people realize. Unless you're no-hitting, you probably won't even notice it.
I don't really think that, like, it had to be changed, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't, like, is RoD really that strong?
Personally,
I mean, because even with a teleportation every 10 seconds, like, it's still not a guaranteed win, because, like, you need to know when to dodge, and you need to know where to dodge, and, like, if you just RoD randomly, you will still die. Like, it's not guaranteed safety, it's not like invincibility or anything. Like, knowing how to use the RoD properly, and is in itself another skill.
Yeah, the way I see it is that, like, I think it's unnecessary, but I think it's acceptable. I don't really think it will change all that much, given there's, like, you're not gonna use the RoD every single, like, 10 seconds either.
Well, but I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of a couple things that will be significantly harder, though. Exo Twins, for example. With RoD being 10 seconds, it was, like, at the exact perfect timing so that, you can, like, dodge the double shotgun blasts in phase 3. And then Ohio as well. Like, that's not gonna be possible anymore.
True. But then it just incentivizes learning that pattern in a different way, I suppose. But, I mean, you could also do that before, so I don't know. It really just depends on the way you look at it. Do you want people to be reliant on it more or less? And given that it's, you know, a teleport, gives you more options and potential to just kind of, like, run and escape.
Well, with the example I gave, like, specifically, like, you still need to be very careful when rodding Ohio, just because it is very, very fast.
Oh yeah, it's easy to get hit.
Yeah, you need to be very ready, and you need to know exactly where to RoD.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I really just don't like about that is the fact that it doesn't, it like has the 20-second cooldown, or 15 or 20 second if you're using normality, outside of boss use. That is the part where I just absolutely despise, because, like, why do you need that to be, why do you need 20 seconds just to like teleport between caves or something like that? A helpful item that can be used for exploration. It's not something that's, like, game breaking in any way.
Yeah, and that's another thing as well, is that it's 20 full seconds for the normality relocator. 20 seconds, like, that is more than triple Vanilla's RoD. Like, is it really that necessary to nerf it that hard?
Well, possibly.
I don't know, but, like,
Again, I stand by what I said. I don't think people are even going to really notice unless they're no-hitting.
I mean, still, it's
at least in practice.
It's an important part of, like, trying to dodge. I mean, it's not like anyone really ever tries to get hit.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
It's not like anyone with a functioning brain would ever try to get hit.
There you go. Much better.
But like, yeah, like you said, it is 100% unnecessary for it to be that long outside of boss fights.
Yeah, but that might just be down to consistency. That might just be like a kind of design philosophy choice rather than like a balance choice. It wouldn't be like a outlier when put into the perspective of other items, though I'm not sure what other items exist to share that type of philosophy.
I mean, there might be something like Magic Mirror, which is disabled in boss fights.
Either way, at the end of the day, like, it's like Necro said, it's not going to be anything that anyone will, like, explicitly notice at every single point, but at the same time, you're still probably going to find out that it exists past, like, the first, you know, couple uses, just given how long it is.
And like, especially considering the fact that, like, it's more than double vanilla now.
Yeah.
Vanilla is just 6 seconds, and you're allowed to teleport during the chaos state, and that's, you know, both in and out of boss fights, but now it's 15 seconds regardless of whether you're in a boss fight, and you still can't teleport while you have the chaos state.
Yep.
I just think it's too far. 10 seconds is fine, this is too much.
Really fast, JFL, have you looked at the knockback of Zombie Arm?
I just did.
You guys having fun over there?
That was
GP, buddy, you should get over here.
I made, or Zyke, one of the testers, suggested a lot of balance changes a long time ago, but implementing those is very tedious, so nobody ever really got around to doing it. And then I came along and like, you know what, I'll do it, why not? And one of his suggestions was to turn Zombie Arm into a pre-hard mode Slap Hand or Titan Arm, and that is exactly what happened.
That is amazing. I love that. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, so when I initially made that post asking for more questions that we could answer on this podcast, like, I said that none of us were Calamity devs, so like steer away from any questions that only a Calamity dev would be able to answer, but like from the time that I made that post until the time we're recording this, Nitro has been promoted to a developer.
Yay.
So like he can now give us, I guess, a more inside look into what the devs are thinking behind like certain changes.
Assuming he's allowed to at any point, of course, because, you know, sworn to secrecy and everything, you coward. No.
Yeah, and he said in a previous recording they had to sign like 400 quindecillion NDAs.
But still, congrats for the second time, man.
Thank you.
Have you got... Also, so, just some quick news as well, but, for those of you who play, like, Calamity multiplayer, there is a current bug where the rage and adrenaline bars can be heard from your allies. So, yeah, sometimes you might just hear the rage bar freaking out and constantly activating its, like, active sound effect on a loop for, like, 5 minutes at a time. It is miserable, and I don't know if that's getting patched, but I really hope it does.
Yeah, of course it's getting patched. Yes, it is definitely getting patched. There's no universe in which we don't patch that unless it's T-Mod's fault.
I thought it was a T-Mod bug.
I don't think it is. There are some T-Mod issues with the sound engine, but the majority of them are related to the music stuttering.
Who is Calamity made for? With the general defensive accessories nerf, it does seem like the game was getting a bit harder, just because not everything that was nerfed was post-dog, which would only be impacted by the later game bosses becoming weaker, like with their attack power and such. And so like I do think that like generally the mod has been getting harder, but at the same time, the devs have made it very clear that they don't want to be pandering to the no-hit audience.
Yeah.
Like the like the no-hit rolls were removed from main. It's kind of funny how that happened like almost instantly after we filmed our first episode. Yeah, so for like those who are thinking about a no-hit journey for the roll, like don't, because you won't get it in the main server anyway. You can still get it in a no-hit server, but like, come on. There's only 300 people there.
Yeah, that doesn't give you any god gamer points.
But like, I really don't like the way they did that, because I just think it was so unfair how they kind of just dropped it on everyone. Like, it doesn't matter what their progress was. Like, The cutoff was like 3 bosses. Like, if you had 3 bosses left, you would be allowed to finish and still get your roll. But if you had any more than that, then you were completely screwed, which I think is very unfair. Because, like, it still takes a lot of effort to no-hit the first, like, 36 or 37 bosses or so.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of effort to get that far, and it's just kind of a slap in the face when there's absolutely no warning at all. A reward is promised, you have to deliver on it.
Yeah, there's literally nothing you can do. It's just over at that point, and it's sad because it's like you take all that time, and sure, it's a disagreement, but at the end of the day, what's done is done.
Yeah, there was even a couple murmurings about maybe getting rid of no-hit rolls altogether on main, but that was just like a couple people maybe talking about it in the Patreon server, so nothing confirmed yet. But if no-hit rolls are removed, then that means my verified YouTuber role will finally be visible.
Same.
That is a problem, benefit that only you would have.
Yeah, like, I'm still against them being removed, because I really think they should still be obtainable. I guess if I was being super selfish about this, I should be happy.
There was talk, I don't know about what exactly they're gonna do, but I know that it was brought up possibly just shifting the colors downwards.
I mean, yeah, because like, I know Ben he's green, because
I'm blue.
yeah, like no-hit rolls override dev rolls, which I think is kind of weird. Oh wait, if they're moved.
Oh my god, rage!
Wait, if they're moved down, then that means that my verified YouTuber role will also be visible. So yes, I am on board with this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, because like I imagine the other people who have roles that outrank no-hit rolls would prefer to have their other role be visible.
Hey,
I would prefer to have dev roll visible.
hey,
Yes.
GP,
Yeah, I think it.
Oh, sorry. But would you be comfortable with, like, briefly enabling your sound just so that you can hear the rage?
Dude, it's so funny.
Everyone be quiet. I just want to get, like, an isolated version of this.
Zombie
Oh,
armor. Zombie armor is actually a thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Ike. Okay, I'll reiterate what I said last time, and it's that nailing the balance between new players and recurring players is a very hard thing to get right, and it's unlikely that's the thing they'll nail every single time with every single change they make. It's not something you just do instantly and immediately get correct. It's gonna be like a process, and some changes they make will not be correct, and some changes they make will be. And it's a gradual process to get to the end goal of a game that is playable and enjoyable by both veterans and new players.
Well said.
Yeah, like, it is very hard to strike that balance. Especially when you have people who have been playing it, you know, for 5 years and have seen it progress over those years, and then the people who are just starting it now.
Which kind of brings me to one quick topic on identity of Calamity, because with those changes, there are definitely going to be things that, you know, people disagree with just because of, like, memorabilia, despite balance or despite the vision of the game. And I think that's a kind of good segue that goes into the deleted weapons. So, yeah. Also, just like every single short sword in the game was removed. So
Not all of them, but like
not all of them.
A majority of
portion.
them were removed.
Including my beloved Cold Heart.
It's gone, and it's not coming back.
Actually, do devs have a policy against donor items that they can't just re-add old content?
I'm not sure, but donor items don't exist anymore anyways.
Because if I ever get a donor item, like, or just a dedicated item in general, I do genuinely think I'll just bring the Cold Heart back.
I think the only scenario where they would accept that in is a developer item, because Patreon items are not coming back.
Well, GP, time to crack out the programming.
The reason a lot of the items were removed is because they were, or the majority of them were just bad, they were boring to use, and in most cases both. And the reason that they got removed is so they can put more focus on balancing and improving weapons that have potential to actually be cool, and be enjoyable to use and also be good at the same time, while not having to worry about all these other weapons that suck. And then I think one of the concerns about that was like, oh man, I don't even remember what it was, but especially in the case of new players who might not know that. Oh my god, this rage is unbearable. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, the
especially
rage
in the
is
case
going
of
off right now.
Wait, no way. I just found the Trinket of Chi, the underground shrine.
Nice.
Hell yeah, the absolute best accessory, no questions asked.
Literally only useful for stealth strikes in like pre-Queen Bee. That's it. But yeah.
But anyways, yes. Especially in the case of new players who are just getting into the game who might not know that certain weapons are cooler, more fun to use, or better than others. Because sometimes a tooltip can't do everything. Sometimes it can. Look at Arc, or Biome Blade. But sometimes it can't. And for new players to miss out on these cool weapons that are fun to use and end up using lame weapons that also perform badly would hinder their experiences. And that's why that's why a lot of the items were removed.
Also, it should be mentioned that like a lot of melee weapons also just got added in Terraria 1.4 as well, which kind of counterbalances the fact that like a lot of short swords and everything were removed. I know that not every weapon was a short sword, obviously. Like some of them were just boring weapons, such as like the Trinity, which was just a literal sword. Like there were weapons that weren't short swords, obviously, but like at the same time, most of those were removed, which was just kind of like the whole mage melee type of weapons, or like projectile melee weapons. They didn't really have much value staying inside the game because they weren't unique weapons. They weren't really anything really fun outside just spamming it because you could. And a lot of other weapons do that better. Imagine that's also a reason to kind of counterbalance the excess of like other things such as lances. Those, yeah.
Yes.
Which also got didn't they just get like a hard cap? Was it a hard cap or soft cap? Regardless.
Hard.
I believe it was vanilla, and they got a hard cap. At least
I think it was like 1,000 or something. Like 1,000 is like
Yeah.
the most damage you can deal in a single strike.
I could have sworn that was a calamity change, wasn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
vanilla.
I thought it was a calamity change.
I think maybe it is. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I thought I remember hearing it getting made a long time ago.
Because I thought it was in changelogs.
It could be. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. The only reason I think it's vanilla is because I remember hearing about that a long time ago.
That was probably a change that was like something that will be like listed to be done, if you know what I mean.
Dude, this rage. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Yep. Oh my god. Yep. I can't get over it. I just think it's too funny while also being annoying.
Sure glad I have my sounds off.
Found a chest and didn't realize it was a dead man's chest and got my ass handed to me.
Congratulations,
Nice.
you played yourself.
Okay, well, one thing I guess we could talk about is randomized boss patterns.
Oh, yeah. It should be immediately stated that this does not affect bosses such as, like, Supreme Calamitous. Honestly, off the top of my head, that's the only one I can think of, but she's not affected by this, yeah?
Yeah, she isn't, but like bosses like Yoran are, and like I remember there were some people in the no-hit server who were worried about him, like Yoran becoming extremely hard after the port, but like I haven't really seen anyone say that he's that bad.
I think the randomized pattern adds for more variety and potential just to like be more reactive versus
Geometry Dash level.
yeah.
Like with Geometry Dash, you push the exact same button in the exact same way. With Terraria and with no hitting and such, like there is some variety. And there's also more than just one
The
button.
variety is caused by your damage variance, which has been also decreased.
Well,
Yeah.
well, no, there's other stuff too. I mean, like again, there's also more than one button. Where in Geometry Dash, it's literally just one, and that's your control for everything.
That, and you need to keep in mind like where the bosses spawn, like just kind of where they start their patterns, because that can change your movement based on the arena that you have. There are a lot of variables. They're not like very diverse, but they still exist.
Yeah, and then there's the damage variance, like you said as well, which, while it doesn't do that much, it does still have an impact. And like over time, like with Chaos Theory and such, it still does slowly spiral out. I don't know. I still think this is a good change overall to prevent bosses from feeling like the same every single time you fight them.
That's exactly what I meant by Geometry Dash. They mean literally a Geometry Dash level. Obviously,
Yeah,
Terraria
I
and
was just sorry. I just don't like that comparison between like
yes.
Terraria bosses and Geometry Dash.
I have a gun.
I don't actually think Terraria bosses are becoming Geometry Dash levels. I just say that because they're the same every time.
Yeah.
I remember when I was doing Yaron, like for my first no-hit journey, You literally could just do the exact same thing every time.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I feel like Exos kind of had like a similar pattern as well, at least when I was fighting them.
I'm gonna be honest, I fought Exos when the Patreon beta thing first started, and I have not fought them since.
Exos, I have mixed feelings about Exos. Like, on one hand, they're a very interesting fight. Like, they're very unique compared to most other bosses. But, like, on one hand, on the other hand, Thanatos sucks a lot and is bad. Like, it is obscene how fast his projectiles move relative to how short the telegraph is.
Yeah, they are pretty quick, but then again, Malice POV. Malice should still be bearable, so, like, that kind of blows that argument out of the water.
The hardest difficulty is not justification to make the boss unfair, at all. The boss should always be fair in all difficulties, period, no exceptions. And to be fair, most of Exos are. But Thanatos is absolutely terrible in Malice. Unless they recently changed him, because that's another thing, actually, is that Malice did get nerfed. Initially, I thought it was every projectile, like they were just completely getting rid of that boost to the projectile speed, but apparently some bosses still do have it.
Do you know which ones, by any chance? Because I thought it was every boss too.
I thought people were talking about how Escal, like, she still has that projectile speed.
Hi, have a burger.
Hey. Thanks. Oh, have these.
Oh, yo, thank you.
Yep,
that is way better than a hammer!
Good job. Well done. Hey, a mushroom biome. That's useful. Yeah, but that was great, just you kamikazing to your death.
It was unintentional, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't even a kamikaze, you just died.
Oh my god, dude.
What's up?
I cannot get past the jungle.
I got the mushroom vanity set. Why is there a ghost? Why is he bee-hopping me? Oh no, oh no. They move so fast.
Completely irrelevant, but I'm just gonna take a second to say ghosts are the most annoying enemies to ever be introduced in Terraria.
Strong, nebula floaters exist, so I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
Okay, second worst.
They're up there.
I despise nebula floaters. They are the worst enemy in Terraria.
True, they teleport and telefrag you with a laser. So
yeah, they are. Although Calamity removes their damage, their contact damage.
Wait, they have contact damage in vanilla?
Yes, which is why they are so utterly terrible.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad that got changed, but
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, Calamity makes them less terrible, which is an improvement for sure.
Come here. Oh, your inventory's full. Honestly, I shouldn't be surprised. This is 1.4.
Is that Eye of Cthulhu spawning?
What?
I don't
no, wait, that was the
Shadow Orb?
Shadow Orb, thank you.
Didn't we have this conversation last time as well, like in episode 1?
We did.
That's good.
I haven't had a Calamity playthrough in 2 years.
Okay, is there anything else to this mushroom biome other than this one? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Although this is a wicked place to fight Crabulon. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
I can't wait to do that.
I'm really looking forward to the types of builds and the arenas that are gonna be made inside this. Like, I'm really excited just to see what will happen with 1.4, just given how much potential there is for change. And well, some of that change can be good because and bad. As I'm gonna just quickly go on a tangent here and just kind of say that I don't like how 1.4 just has like a ridiculous amount of item bloat.
JFL, there's a mirror for you.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you. Item bloat from like just what's the buff? Crap. What's the buff called? Well-fed. Yeah, well-fed buffs. That's it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like there's just so many of them, and they're just so unnecessary. Like I know I complained mightily in the first episode about how well-fed lasts for like 6 seconds now, which sucks so much. Like, it's so terrible. But like I just hate how you said like the bloat of how there's so many items that give well-fed, so it's hard to build up a stack of them. And then like the food itself also lasts for such a short period of time. But like at the very least, Calamity makes it like Calamity reverted the expert plus change where you get half your regen if you don't have well-fed, which is the main reason why I hate it so much. I guess I can't complain too much if Calamity fixed it, like the thing that made it terrible. Can so many enemies stop spawning? But like, yeah, that's the main reason why I hate like the changes they made to food is just because, yeah, you're missing out on all that regen, and it's so hard to get consistently because getting buffs is like one of the worst parts of vanilla Terraria, and it's made even worse when the thing that provides it isn't like it comes from like a variety of sources instead of just one thing that can be farmed.
And it's not even the fact that it's just from a variety of sources, it's also the fact that it's not the same item either. And you have like multiple items where the only variable is its duration. And I know there are tiers for well-fed, like, you know, you got the minor, the medium, and the high, but either way, there are still probably like 20 of each, and it's ridiculous, and there's no reason there should be that many for each. There's no reason at all. If you were to get rid of like half of them, I guarantee you no one would notice a difference, and it would probably just be infinitely better for both your storage system and your inventory, and honestly just like drops on the ground in general, because if you're farming for something and that randomly comes across, you could get your hopes up for nothing.
Yeah, and
I just usually eat them when I get them.
Yeah, and furthermore, they take 10 to research in journey mode. Like, why does it take that many for this one, for just one? For this item that's already pretty rare as is. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Again, I'm against this, so like...
Yeah.
Obviously I'm biased, but...
I don't know. Stay tuned for next week when we rant about how bad vanilla is again.
Not actually next week, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, next century whenever we finish this, assuming we don't have to re-record this yet again.
Well, I think we'll be fine.
Nope.
Yeah, this one feels much better than last time.
We should be fine, especially because I'm making sure that we don't get too far off course too quickly. Okay, just going straight down the list, I guess we have the W word.
Ah, yes, the W word. Allow me to say it yet again.
But no, I'll still get demonetized even if you say it.
Oh, well, perfect. More of an incentive. I'll finally get on the board. Because we're talking about whips.
Oh no,
oh boy.
I'll bleep that out.
The topic of whips, generally, there were a couple things that we need to discuss about that. The first thing that I'm gonna talk about is just like the general reception, kind of going into what people already know about it. And that is that I saw a lot of discussion in like Calmain, in the Discord server, just asking about like, okay, where are the new Calamity whips? Why aren't these like added? What's happening with that? You know, when's the new stuff coming? And I feel like a lot of people just don't understand that, for one, the Tmod loader or the Calamity port was essentially the update. There were balance changes that came along with it, of course, but those balance changes were like cataloged and carefully planned over the course of the entire time that it took for like Tmod loader to update in general. And so it wasn't just like, you know, a last-minute decision to do all these balance changes. Those were like planned ahead of time, right? So they didn't really have that much time. At least I'm fairly certain, right?
I'm gonna stop you right there because it actually was.
Okay, well, damn.
I'm just dead wrong.
Yeah.
It actually was. So a lot of these balance changes that got implemented were done by Zyke, one of the testers, in 1.3 a very long time ago. And they were not implemented because it's extremely boring and there were other things that needed to be done first. And as we approached the release of 1.4, I was in one of the VCs and Fab was talking about it and they're like, yeah, I'm the one who usually does all these balance changes. I just really don't want to do them this time because it sucks. And I'm like, I'll do it. And they're like, oh, okay. And so then I did it and they got implemented.
Nice.
Did you regret it?
No, it took me like 2 days. There were... I think the exact number was 377.
Different changes?
Yes. But don't quote me on that. I will check in a minute.
Is this just with general balance or like explicitly whips?
Just general balance. We didn't change any of the whips. I mean, we changed tag damage to be multiplicative, and then I think there were other like minuscule changes, but all the balance stuff was just, this is old leftover stuff. Why not implement it now?
Well, I was talking more specifically on the line of, like, not having enough time to implement new whips. Is that still valid, or, like, is that still accurate?
The reason we did not implement whips is because there were other things we needed to focus on. The main point of the 1.4 port was getting it on 1.4.
Yeah, and that's...
No, just get it on 1.4, get it running, and make it functional.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying.
Any of that extra content that you see is just people who were sick and tired of changing boring code or fixing any change that Tmod released and just wanted to do something fun.
Yeah.
So like Titanium Railgun rework, for example. If you haven't seen that, I did all the programming for it, and then Ivan made the shader for the scope. That was just, you know, why not? And so we did.
It looks really cool, by the way.
So the way that summons work and are currently balanced on 1.3 Calamity, like, they are balanced around themselves, as in they don't need whips in order to be very high damage. Like, they're still very strong without whips. But, like, that's the problem, is that, you know, since they're balanced around themselves, if you add whips to the equation, it would only make them, like, even stronger. Like to the point where they'd be completely broken and way overpowered. And so, like, that's kind of the problem with whips, is that, you know, since Calamity is already balanced around this stuff, how are they supposed to deal with or these new weapons that make Summoner a lot more powerful than it was? Because a melee Summoner was very weak in 1.3 vanilla. And so like, the whole problem with this is just Calamity trying to, you know, adjust to these changes that were made with vanilla balancing in mind.
And so, in order to tackle that problem, the fundamental of whips was kind of changed as well, wasn't it? And then, as a compensation, by the way, for that added damage, where minions could, like, kind of equate or fill the damage without whips, the 10% boost that you would gain for, or damage boost that you would gain for holding summon weapons has been removed, and that has basically been translated onto whips. And then whips themselves have been changed for tag damage to be multiplicative versus additive, which basically the only lasting effect that it will have on any of the current like strong strategies or metas in vanilla would be Blade Staff, and that's it. Like, Blade Staff will be the only thing that is explicitly changed, and if they need to change something with that weapon to make it viable with the new system, they're going to change the weapon and not the system, and that should really cover everything. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a core, it's a fundamental that will make everything balanced in the long run for, like, stronger tier weapons, so that it's not super unbalanced with, like, high power weapons, because I heard that Firecracker was viable on Escal, because of like a 2.5 or 2.75 or something multiplicative damage increase. So yeah, like, the system was changed so that they would be more of support weapons, but as a result, none of the summon weapons are really getting destroyed. Rather just changed to fit the existence of them.
And speaking of classes that more or less kind of need to be completely reworked, melee speed as well, with, like, the whole Tmod loader changing how, like, fundamentally how that works. Yeah, but Necro, I think you had an explanation for how melee speed...
The way melee speed works in vanilla is that it will increase the speed at which you swing your weapon, but it will not increase the speed at which you fire. So if you have a sword like Terrorblade, for example, and you get, like, this, I don't think you'll ever be able to get this, but say you get plus 100% melee speed, so you swing twice as fast. Your sword will swing twice as fast, but you'll still be shooting projectiles at the same speed.
Yeah, melee speed was pretty much useless in 1.3, except for
unless you were doing true melee.
Or a projectile spear. For those who are wondering, this is why Stream Gouge was as powerful as it was back in 1.4.5.7, just because, like, unlike other melee weapons, it's affected by it, like, actually benefits from melee speed, because spears are weird. Mm-hmm. And so, like...
Spears do.
Yeah, and so, like, as a result, like, it just benefits it so much more, and so it was so much stronger than everything else.
Yeah, because they, instead of, like, an actual attack speed bonus, it just gave it more damage. That was a thing, right? And it also increased speed. Wasn't it, like, a double multiplier, or am I wrong?
It only increased the projectile firing speed, but the thing is that melee was generally balanced around weapons gaining absolutely nothing from melee speed. And so, like, when you have a weapon that actually suddenly does benefit from melee speed, that, like, it kind of ruins the whole balance, and it would have to be made weaker.
Oops, suddenly broken. And, they changed that in, like, T-Mod Loader, didn't they?
Yes, so what they did was they made it so that now melee weapons can benefit from melee speed, like their shooting speed. And originally the whole ordeal was Linefers, I think it was. One of the vanilla devs saw this and they're like, no, this is, I think the words they used were a significant deviation from vanilla, so we're not going to let you do this.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I learned that they were planning that as well, because, like, it's a very big change that would pretty much require a lot of mods to be, like, completely rebalanced. Because, like...
I don't know about completely rebalanced, but...
Well, actually, wait, you said that it was only an option, right?
No, so that is how it is now. Melee weapons will receive benefits from melee speed.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, well, then that would still completely require a rebalancing then, wouldn't it?
Not a total rebalance, but it just makes melee speed not useless.
Well, like, the thing is that, since melee weapons are balanced to generally not being useful for, like, melee speed not being useful for them, to, like, them suddenly gaining a huge damage increase, like, that would completely throw off the balance.
I don't think so. It's possible, but I'm fairly certain not. It'll make a change, obviously, but not game breaking.
Yeah, like, towards the end of the game, you still get, like, 60% melee speed just from your, like, accessories alone. That's like another 60% damage. Like, that is pretty significant.
I don't know. Well,
at least
all this to say, after the discussion with Linefers, a lot of people were like, "Why would you do that?" And they realized maybe that's not a good idea. So there's now a config in the default or in T-Mod Loader where you can use the original melee speed stuff, like that's in vanilla, or you can use the new T-Mod Loader system where they actually do inherit bonuses.
And which one will Calamity be balanced around?
The one where they do receive bonuses. That's the default one.
For now though, they just get damage, right?
I don't think so. I think they receive bonuses. Don't quote me on that.
Because I thought I saw like something about like Nadir being completely gutted since it just doesn't get any benefits anymore. Like, I thought they just translated the melee speed something got into damage and called it good. They explicitly undid it with the Zenith because the Zenith would have been way too strong otherwise.
Yes, there are certain weapons.
And speaking of Zenith, like,
yeah, we can talk about that as well.
Yeah, the moment that the 1.4 port came out, can I just say that I saw like 2 videos in my YouTube recommended that were just people fighting all of the Calamity bosses with Zenith, and that was it.
Yeah, like original content. You know, those videos are going to be made every single time that something like this happens. So there's a new endgame weapon need to immediately show up and used against King Slime, because that's so surprising when an endgame weapon completely murders an early game boss, right?
Yeah, and I'm not hating on those either, just to clarify, because I don't want that to be a misconception. But at the same time, like, it kind of was an eye-opener to a degree, but at the same time, I just thought it was kind of funny to see people, like, so concerned with this one weapon.
It's like Melee's second best option for Escal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very strong.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Also, for those who are unaware and keep asking about it, so the way that Calamity balanced the Zenith is all they did was added 5 Auric bars to the recipe, and that's it.
Yeah.
They moved it to post CR and kept everything else the same, and it does fine at that tier. Oh yeah, the new bosses and like their Rev Plus changes. I fought Empress of Light in Malice, and aside from the time damage reduction, she felt more or less the same, but I guess I don't really have that much experience with her. Like, she does have a randomized attack pattern, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, with the homing bolts, I could see that being a little irritating. I definitely saw a few friends of mine complaining about that a bit. Just given that there are some attack patterns that can just end up being extremely unfair.
I would like to say by far the worst part of Empress is the stars. They are so annoying.
Those are the mini like homing projectiles, right?
No, the ones that like they spiral out in a circle.
Oh my god, yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, like they are so annoying. Like, okay, I just want to say that, like, in general, lingering projectiles are very stupid. Like, they can work, like Escal makes them work, but like But that's because they harmonize well with like the other projectiles, whereas the Empress's projectiles, they just constantly get in the way.
I wouldn't even be mad if they lingered. It's just the fact that the trails of the stars also do damage. It's just infuriating.
Yeah, and they last for so long too. Like they're just constantly there. But like it just kind of leads to this attitude where like whenever she does the star attack, that's your cue to just run away and just not think about it.
Yeah, so it could probably be due for like a tune or two, a light change or something, probably changing like the hitbox or something so that it wouldn't be so heavily on or so much of a heavy lingering projectile. Hitboxes on attacks like Empress's stars, which have like a special effect, like visual. Especially, and projectiles that aren't just like sprites, right? It's really hard to depict the hitbox if it's not just at the tip, because you don't know when like the trail actually ends, since it's so seamless as a visual, but the hitboxes are completely different.
I don't think Empress is as bad as some people say she is, like even in Malice, but a lot of people are complaining about telefragging, but telefragging can be avoided pretty consistently if you just don't try to go up whenever she teleports. Like, that is when, like, you will die if you try to do that during the Rose attack.
And another thing to mention is obviously, like, still day one boss type of deal. The AI isn't perfect. It was...
I mean, they're still tested, though, right? Like, they have to be.
Yeah, but... Well, I'd imagine so, but they're still not gonna be absolutely perfect. Like, again, the mission was to get the thing out and working to the public, right? So
Yeah.
if there were a few small like oversights on AI that weren't like game breaking by any means, it probably would have been like glossed over by chance.
Because like stuff like telefragging on Empress, it is admittedly pretty rare, but it is very annoying that it's even there at all.
A possible down the line type of thing, but as of right now, it's not something to really concern about. It's just a matter of the fact that this is still an ongoing update, because the mission of 1.4 was to get it in the player's hands. Looking at it from that perspective, you just need to consider that there's more time that's going into this, and at the same time, we just need to be happy that what we have is Team Modloader 1.4.
Okay, we talk about Empress, Queen Slime as well. She has her Revengeance AI. And if I'm being honest, she is absolutely trivial. I fought her in Malice and she took 9 tries, I think.
Seriously?
8 or 9. Yeah,
Was it just
that was a no-hit, by the way. Queen Slime no-hit in Malice, like 9 tries.
So do you think
Absolutely.
she's just too easy then, or...?
Yep, I think she's very easy. Like, she just doesn't do that much. She's not super aggressive. She doesn't constantly spam the screen with projectiles, which is good, honestly. It's a lot better to have a very easy boss that's absolutely nothing than a completely unfair one.
Then it makes it a little easier to kind of, like, work from there, I'd imagine. Because then you don't have to, like, completely rework the attacks that exist. Rather just, like, tune up the ones that do.
I don't know, it may have been that I was doing her post-all-mechs and post-mech ults as well, because for the no-hit rules.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it, but like before Cryogen.
Well, I mean, at least for the no-hit rules at the very beginning, that she was just to be treated like any other ult.
Kind of, yeah. Although, I mean, it's supposed to be before Cryogen.
Well, I mean, like, according to Vanilla, maybe, but, like, in the no-hit rules, like, we're allowed to fire post everything, so that's what I decided to do.
Do you think that should be changed, or do you think...
Honestly, Bronze, I would recommend pushing her back to being immediately post-wall before anything else.
Yes,
Okay.
I 100% agree.
Because at her current state, she is absolutely nothing if you fight her last. Although, admittedly, you probably shouldn't be fighting her last. I don't think she'd be that much harder to fight, like, I guess, at the correct tier.
Oh, and speaking of boss fights and, you know, bosses being, like, hard or too easy, for the worthy! that rabbit hole. So...
the epic funniness.
Yeah. So, honestly, I haven't made the meme yet, but I really want to make it. So, you know the whole no-hitter meme where it's like, new no-hitters down the Malice path?
Right.
Yeah,
so-
I shared that in the last episode, yeah.
Yeah, so I really want to make one where it's just YouTubers with For the Worthy Master Mode Malice with that same exact route. Because you know it's gonna happen.
Or more like
Yeah.
YouTube commenters trying to say something and then like one of their paths is just saying, now do it for the worthy Malice or whatever.
the Trophy of Originality sequel.
Yep.
But speaking on like actual changes and everything like that, if you haven't seen some of the images that were posted in Calmain Day 1 of like For the Worthy boss changes, specifically like Devourer of Gods or like Providence.
I mean, that Devourer one was fake, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, was that actually fake?
Yeah, where he's absolutely humongous and like takes up
so
like he's like literally like he's literally 3 screens wide.
Oh, that's so sad. I wish that was real.
I mean, King Slime
Damn.
is super big, right?
Yes. Wait, who were you referring to? Providence?
I thought Providence was like really small, right?
Providence, yeah, Providence is
Okay.
tiny.
So some of those are gotcha. I'm getting mixed up. I believe the bait.
I'm pretty sure that specifically the Devourer one is fake.
Okay, well
He still is thicker, but like he isn't that thick.
He's the dog one is fake.
I'll have to find a GIF and put that on screen because like it is kind of funny how hilariously huge he is in that GIF.
regardless,
I do think it would be funny if he actually was that huge though.
yeah.
It would be pretty
because
funny.
here's the thing too. For the Worthy is honestly a joke. It should. A lot of people believe it should have been Master Mode.
Snaplet's already unfun, but just cranking it up further just stops being anything.
Yeah, and granted, For the Worthy had some like slight notable changes in vanilla as well.
Like I thought For the Worthy had like a bunch of minor like cool stuff like explosive bunnies would spawn like naturally.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it had
like
some
stuff like
notable
that
changes.
is cool.
But at the same time, like, some boss changes were just outright complete BS or just really, really stupid, such as Skeletron Prime being able to blow up your world again. And the fact that that type of balancing has been put into Calamity, I honestly just think is hilarious. Because it
they didn't take it seriously.
did not take it seriously
I mean,
at all.
PSA to anyone out there, please do not take For the Worthy seriously or any of its changes. So like,
Yes.
if you're complaining about how terrible like a boss is in For the Worthy, please just acknowledge that For the Worthy is not
That's
supposed
the
to be
point.
balanced.
That is the
Your
idea.
problem is For the Worthy, your problem is not the balancing.
Yeah.
Because unlike Malice, For the Worthy is actually supposed to be unfair.
True!
Yes.
And it's hilarious. Because I just love how many people are actively taking that seriously, and it's just hilarious to see their reactions. Like, this is complete, like, and utter bullshit, but congratulations, you found out what everyone already knows.
Yeah, I you know the Buzz Lightyear meme where it's like just a full wall of Buzz Lightyears?
Oh, that, yep.
Yeah.
Alright, what do we have next, though?
Oh, the Fandom Wiki.
Oh, right.
Oh my god.
The Fandom Wiki.
That was horrible.
Before we do go anywhere, I just want to say Fandom is outdated. Do not use the Fandom Wiki at all for any reason.
CalamityMod.wiki.gg.
Use
That's the new
wiki.gg,
one.
do not use Fandom ever. Fandom is officially outdated and it is not updated at all by the Calamity devs.
Oh, and by the way, in case you don't know, there are 2 different Calamity wikis.
Yeah.
Wait, just to kind of restate this, hit it home even harder. It's called wiki.gg. Again, go there.
Yeah.
That will be for all of your information regarding the future content, currently existing content for 1.4. Fandom is bad, but yeah, let's actually talk about the event that occurred within Fandom.
Yeah, I mean, it's been already documented, but it was, I guess we can kind of actually go more in depth of what actually happened.
Yeah.
So, the idea was, some people were like, wait a second, Fandom isn't official anymore, so they started changing some things, and the official response was, that's not our wiki. So, people just kept doing it. Because, like, how could you let this happen? That's not our wiki. Like, if the Subnautica wiki got vandalized or something, I mean, why would we care? We're Calamity.
Yeah.
It's not ours.
Yeah.
Some of the changes were pretty funny though. Congrats is changing everything to Atlantis except a single Murasama.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah, I saw that.
Put the My Blade.
Blade.
Yeah,
That
the My
was
Blade
funny.
meme on screen.
Yes.
I have
Oh god.
I have another clip. Let me send it in the chat. I don't know if it got posted in No Hit or not, but I can go ahead and send it. If you want to include it, you can.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. If you still even remember that name.
There were so many memes that came out of that event that were just absolutely hilarious.
Yaron's page being updated, the cock and ball torture.
Yeah. And granted, some of them obviously were, you know, actual issues because people decided to be stupid
Some people will always go too far whenever you try to do something like this.
Yeah, so obviously there are problems that go with it, and it probably shouldn't have happened in the first place, but it was hilarious while it lasted, and yeah.
I'm sad because I actually played Terraria for the first time in like a month yesterday, and my favorite thing ever happened, which is that Exoblade's actually viable on Scowl, because that's literally one of my favorite weapons ever, and now I can actually use it.
Did it get changed? I heard a lot about that, or did it just get, like, buffed?
I think it's just the melee speed thing, because I have a full melee speed build for my Scowl when Arc of the Cosmos used to be a melee speed thing. And so just doing that with the Exoblade made it actually really good.
So for all of you old Arc of the Cosmos fans, use Exoblade now.
Yeah. It's just
it doesn't have brain dead homing, which is kind of like the main attraction of Arc of the Cosmos.
Honestly, it's almost more fun because you have to actually aim.
Yeah, that and it has a large beam. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so long story short, do not use Fandom Wiki ever. Use wiki.gg.
Do we have any other big things to discuss here?
Let's see. We talked about. I mean, we briefly touched on what happened last episode. What happened to it, if we want to go more in depth.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right.
Go ahead, GP.
Okay, so basically, like 2 weeks ago at the time of recording, we filmed this episode, but a couple of us weren't really happy with how it turned out. We thought we jumped around a bit too much, like we didn't stay too focused on any one topic, and we did gloss over some stuff without really going too far into it, and so ultimately we just decided to can it. So here we are recording the same thing again, except this time it'll be better.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Which, if I'm being honest, it's going a lot
feels
better.
much better.
Yeah, I'm liking this a lot more. Also, we finally get to play on like actual Calamity. So you know what we're showing is like the game that we're playing. Wow, that's
and
awesome.
It only took a couple tries.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 minutes of troubleshooting later.
Ooh, we love modded.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why this episode came out so long after I originally made that post, that is why.
What's your guys' opinion? The Labor of Love update 144, I think. Isn't that gonna like change some pretty big things? I don't remember if it's coming out.
I know one thing about it. They're changing the the tables, and they're changing like sentries to have like 10-minute durations instead of like 2-minute durations. So they're making sentries more viable, which is a absolute upside for my perspective, because you know you know why.
Moment.
Yeah, tables such as like Bewitching Table or something, I think they're permanent now until you die or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I mean 1.4 or 1.4.4 is generally just a QOL update.
I remember they're making stacks bigger, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
I guess we could just generally like it's a small topic, but the boss health bar.
Oh, yeah, right. So, for those of you who don't know, the Calamity mod boss health bar is not gone, it's just inside a configuration now. So you're just going to want to go to Settings, Interface, and on the very bottom, right next to Map Scale and Hover Text Boxes, you can change... Oh, wait, no, that's health and mana.
I'm showing it on screen right now.
Oh, it's above Minimap border, that's it.
Yeah. So this thing right here, you toggle this and it will toggle between Vanilla and Calamity's health bar.
But the Calamity mod health bar is just kind of better because it's able to accurately show what percent HP the bosses are at any given moment. Yeah. So it's easier to tell whether or not like they're low HP because it's just it shows you the percent right there. It's easier to keep track of phases, easier to keep track of like a lot, and it's kind of out of the way since it's not directly below you. Personal preference, but overall I definitely think it's better, and am 100% enforcing all of you to use this now.
Yeah, I mean, I do strongly agree that like Calamity's health bar is just better.
And it's a lot easier for editing too, because then I don't have to like worry about cutting out that ginormous, like, fancy hit health bar, and I can just slap a corner and say, hey, look here.
Yep.
I want to kind of go over this as well because we glossed over it the last time as well. But GP, you mentioned that like there were some comments that you got from the thing that people wanted us to talk about in the next CalCast episode.
Well, I mean, that was mostly stuff that we were already going to talk about, like Whips or Zenith, and the stuff that we're not going to talk about, like the subreddit.
Yeah, you can cut that out, obviously, but I'm just like...
No. I'm leaving that in. I'm explicitly saying that we are not talking about it.
Are we gonna say why, or are you
Yes.
gonna say?
No, just we're not talking about it.
Just say it doesn't need any more attention than it's already received.
there you go.
That's that. Let it die.
Yeah, my only note is just don't believe everything you read online.
Mhm.
Especially if it's extremely negative about someone else. There's still one more thing I want to talk about before we like get truly derailed and off of Calamity, and that is what is the future of the mod.
Yeah, Necro. Spoil some
I
stuff.
mentioned this. Yeah, I mentioned this last time. Obviously, there's some info that's public about what's left. There's 3 more bosses that are planned. There's planned expansion for the Brimstone Crags or whatever, but there is a lot more planned than what the public has access to. I mean, a lot. And I said this in the original recording, but I knew that there was a lot already from having been a tester and stuff. And then they gave me a certain role, and I gained access to like 30 new channels. There is a lot. There's no shortage of content for Calamity in the future.
The next big thing that they're going to be working on is the biomes, right?
Yes, that is the next.
I know that one thing I wanted to do was make a Yaron specific biome.
Wasn't also like a dog biome after you killed him where you'd actually get Cosmolite?
Well, actually, wasn't that going to be planned for like a subworld?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Subworld.
Yeah, but, like I think that would be cool as well, like just having a subworld there.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say, so I'm not going to say anything.
I really like the idea of having like alternate dimensions for like Devourer of Gods. Given he's the Devourer of Gods, he has like
The Muncher of Deities.
Yeah, the Muncher of Deities. Yeah, there's just a lot of potential for world building, and I think I just think it's cool.
Yeah, as long as like the subworlds are like, I say implemented properly, which I imagine they probably would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd hope so.
Yeah, but like I just mean like they don't feel like it's just in the way. But then again, I don't really know how such a system would work. Like if as soon as you summon dog, you're just instantly teleported there or something.
Yeah. And regarding the Future of Calamity as well, it should be mentioned that Calamity is 100% done with 1.3. All new future updates and everything regarding that is all on 1.4.
That update is 1.5.1.6. Yeah, that is the final 1.3 update for Calamity. There will never, ever, ever, for any reason, be another version on 1.3.
Unless, like, some third party just, like, recreates it and updates what is already there on another place, but I would never get my hopes up for that.
I don't really know why you would really get your hopes up for it, because, like, the things that we don't like about 1.4, like, Calamity has fixed, like, a good portion of them.
Yeah, the main one being that accessory hoarding is a thing again! You can do it! It's awesome.
Yeah.
I can put all my accessories in the vanity tab and not care. It's beautiful. Guys, I just realized I still have my piggy bank, and this is still my character. I have all my bombs.
Oh no.
No!
I'll have to put a note on screen saying you were a real pyromaniac last time.
Just put the clip of him blowing up the houses.
Yeah. I'm inserting that right now. Go.
I think we need to move like the Dryad or something to the jungle, but we don't have a jungle one.
I can do that.
Yeah, none of them are
No! Stop!
Jay,
Why would you do that?
why?
To be fair, I thought it would exclusively hit the Dryad's house. Here, let me try again.
No, stop!
No! Get back here. Turn on PvP, or this is happening. Someone give me the supplies, I'll rebuild it.
And this is why I don't trust JFL.
Okay. It's in the past 5 updates.
Let me get a campfire. Oh my god, are you...
Yikes.
I literally look away for 2 seconds to make a campfire, and I get violently murdered by something that isn't even the boss.
Would you guys like some bombs?
Stop. No,
Yes.
why are you... You were not supposed to do that.
Don't die, JFL.
Oh, God.
In the future, before we do boss fights, can you please, like, give like some form of heads up because I was at like 50 health when you spawned him,
I'm
and
pretty
we
sure it
didn't
was an
have any.
accident.
How can it be an accident though? You would need to actively blow up the Shadow Heart.
JFL
Let's
was
just
throwing
say-
bombs everywhere to clear the area.
I have a lot
See,
of
JFL,
bombs.
this is why I don't trust you with bombs. I blame you.
Listen, GP. Listen. I'm
This is all your
finally
fault.
on the
I'm going to hold
scoreboard.
you personally accountable for this.
I'm
okay?
on the
It's coming out of your
scoreboard.
paycheck.
Suck it.
Coming out of your paycheck.
Yep.
What paycheck? Well, since it did just hit the 2-hour mark, I'd imagine this is a good time for bombs.
No.
Necro, close the server quickly.
Go.
3. My bombs are my friends.
You need other friends.
You cannot.
Damn, that was cold.
Dang. Hey, give me
I
that.
love unnecessary cruelty.
Give
me that
It has
JFL.
15% increased knockback.
Give it back.
Give
it.
It knocked that
I
zombie
know
pretty
which one it
far.
was. I know which one it was. Give it to me.
You know, what if I put this in the trash bin?
You wouldn't dare.
You're right, I wouldn't.
He will find your house. He knows where you live.
Necro will just dox me if I get rid of the zombie arm.
Yes, he will.
My dad works at Calamity and he'll ban you from playing.
Yeah, he'll tell Fab to explicitly remove all sentry weapons.
Fine.
Take
Take your zombie arm. There you go. Actually, sorry. Here you go.
You gave me gel. You gave me a raincoat.
No, that's the zombie arm. It's the same thing. I promise. You just aren't seeing the sprite correctly.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens if I? Oh, it's not letting me swing it. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That must.
Is that like a
must
bug
be
or something?
defect. You might want to
It's
get on
probably a
that, buddy.
multiplayer
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, you might want to get on fixing that, buddy. I don't know what to say. It's not my fault. Game's problem, not mine.
Okay, I think that's all the topics like Calamity related and like the future of it and such.
Yeah, and that was productive. I felt that that was good.
I've never played Summoner in Terraria or Calamity, so that's why I'm playing it now.
Nice.
I played it once back like long before. It was like 1.4.5 or something.
Oh, of course they
Hell
are.
yes. Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Time to-
Hell spacebar yes.
Yeah, time to lose all my money.
Well, piggy banks exist.
Oh right, that's where I keep my bombs.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna build. I'm just gonna build a rope.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going up to space already. Don't follow me. Forge.
I forgot to mention this too, but remember that the falling system actually got changed a little bit too. You can actually now fast fall.
I had
If you-
20 gold on myself. That was the dumbest thing I could have done.
Oh really?
Well, don't worry. They
I
won't.
can use that for more bombs.
You need a demolitionist first.
We will have one.
Yeah, I'm sorry if there's like Goblin Rain. I don't know how they're doing this. They're all spawning on a platform and then immediately jumping off and falling down. It's actually really funny.
Because oh wait, never mind. I see him. Not falling on me
No.
though, so I don't care.
I can't let Bronze get his money.
Bro, staff, can you please
Oh
do
my God.
something that isn't useless?
Dude, this is actually really funny. Can one of you please teleport to me? I need you to see this. Or I guess we don't have wormhole.
I
do we?
do. I'll
I do.
come in a second.
Ow.
I do too, but
Look at the left.
just keep spamming the mace.
Yeah.
Look at the left.
Plumbing, amazing. These are.
It's so
this is
funny.
a very big brain on the goblin's part.
Because of the space, they can fly so high.
Oh God. Oh no.
They're raining!
Oh, no.
Stop.
No. Shit. Critical shit. Chill. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Why did you
No, it's fine.
you
It's
block
fine.
the door?
You suck a lot sometimes,
Yeah, hey, it was helpful at that point.
but now it isn't.
Hey, JFL. Get
What?
my gold back.
No.
Pretty please.
No.
Would you please visit cyanide on top?
Well, now that you
That's-
mention it.
JFL, let me up.
No, you're gonna let him in. See, look at what you've done. Russ.
How are you doing that much knockback?
Help me.
though?
Zombie arm.
Zombie arm. This is what I was talking about.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
here to
that's-
help you. Come on. We can beat him. Oh god, we can't beat him. We can't beat him. I got the left if you can cover the right.
Hey, there we go.
That'll do.
Right. Perfect. Okay, now time to find the Tinkerer, I guess.
Let's break all the tombstones and have our second event being beating all the ghosts.
Oh, we got our Nerfs back.
All enemies have a 4% chance to drop 1 gold. All bosses drop 3 gold. You gain 1% critical strike chance for every 5 gold in your inventory, capped at 10%. 25 increased mining speed. Interesting.
What item is this?
Gold armor. The set
Oh.
bonus.
Oh my
I
God.
honestly always admire people who can build things that aren't just like classic box houses. Because I
did it.
just suck at
I've
doing
done it before. and
anything
it's
else.
so fun. Just to be
Yeah.
able to build good looking things. It's just an enjoyable use of your time.
Yeah, I'm upset that I don't find the joy out of making that type of stuff compared to other people because I love the outcome and I love using them. I just can't be bothered myself to make it, and it's really infuriating because I know how much of a dynamic it adds to the like aesthetic of a world and how much
Yeah.
it adds to the personality of it.
If you
So-
want, I can share some screenshots of my 1.4 world. I made personalized bases for each pylon, and it was actually one of my favorite things I did.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
cool to see.
Good builds are always nice.
Yeah.
I'll share those. JFL, could I have some bombs?
There's
I
a
need to
cat.
clear some blocks.
Oh, I don't have bombs on me actually.
I'm sad that the cat that showed up wasn't my cat. Yeah, that would have been so funny.
What is your cat's name?
The Meower of Gods.
Oh,
Yes. Alright, we're
is
gonna
that
kill it.
currently implemented or no?
Yeah, yes, that is implemented.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The Meower
Yeah,
of
Kill,
Gods.
kill the cat.
Yeah, you just kill the cat and
No.
kill the cat until it's the right one.
No!
Yes.
I'm against that.
I am against that as well.
Okay, fine. Open cheat sheet and then just keep spawning cats until we get one.
Just summon a bunch of cats.
Their name is Sappho, you'll get cancelled for being homophobic.
Oh. That's not ideal.
What did you just spawn?
It's named Cobalt.
Cobalt.
The cat that's stuck in a
Cobalt the
wall.
cat. Oh, he's so cute. Summon another. Give us more
don't
cats.
I don't. Okay, I think the joke is going long enough.
No.
And I still have my hunter
There's
potion.
never enough.
I still have my hunter potion. I should probably be freaking.
There's Morgan. There's Zen. There's Freya. Kelly. We got Yuki. Cobalt again. Sunny. I
What?
like Sunny. Tiger. Rebus. George.
George.
That cat
Angel.
changed skin color as it was spawning.
Adder. Tiger again. Knight. Ooh, nice, a nice one. Alexi. Reinha.
Reyna.
Vincent. This is my favorite cat. Vincent the cat.
Crazy
All right,
cat
well,
dude.
all right. Let's continue.
Yeah, and still no Meower of Gods.
Oh, it's a
okay,
Lantern
we got
Knight.
Snowball. We got Rhea. We got Arbus. Let's see. I don't. Goliath. That's the next one. All right. We got Rory. Angel. Nana. Trudy. Snowdrop. I'm running out of room to spawn cats. Hold on.
Just spawn somewhere else. Huh?
Yeah, I'm going back to the home base to spawn more cats.
Oh my god.
No. Not at the
Alright, we
base.
got Yuki again.
Oh, they're leaving.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
you died.
one drowned, I guess.
Snowdrop. Lux. Zen. Bandit. Oh, Bandit's kind of cute. Merlin.
Just leave it, it's fine.
Got Rascal. Oh, Rascal's cute.
Last time he was a
Yuki again.
Pyromaniac, this time he's a Felimaniac,
Hell
or Feline Maniac.
Felimania. Is that even a
We got
word?
G.
I don't know,
GG.
it's a word now.
We got Sassy. Sassy. Momo. That's an Atla reference. Luma. Just one that's named Cutie. Ichibi.
Oh, that's a lot of cat deaths.
We got Lux.
Yeah,
Ichibi. Sassy. Sappho. Yuki. Sappho.
JFL is still doing this.
Yuki.
Dude,
Critic.
stop.
Tiger. There's one just called Mr. Cat. That's a rare one.
You know,
We got a
wouldn't
rare
it-
Mr. Cat.
You know,
Leave that.
Wouldn't it be
We got
funny?
Momo.
No, guys,
Snowdrop.
wouldn't it be funny?
We
If-
got Socks. Let's see, we
Oh.
got Trilly.
What?
We got Figment.
You killed all the NPCs.
Why did you do that? You just killed all the NPCs.
We got Lexi. We got Iris. Cloud.
JFL, stop.
Stop. It's not funny
Sonic.
anymore. Stop.
Tony. Come on, where is he?
Okay. What do you need to make a
Queen
desert
Mirror of
medallion?
Gods.
I forget.
Probably a demon altar.
Goliath.
I know, but I
Ruby.
can't check because the guide is dead now.
Goliath. Rascal.
Wonder why that happened.
Ember.
Hey, JFL. For Christ. God,
Damien.
crying out loud.
Holly. Morgan. I give up. I can't get GP's cat.
It might not work with the
Yeah, it
sheet.
might not.
Well, that was 5 minutes wasted. I hope you're proud of yourself, JFL.
We got Rhea.
Stop! Oh my
What's
god.
no.
the name of all that is
Kick him from the
violent?
server.
Oh, okay, but just one for the dead one that we lost. His
Okay,
name
fine.
is Bob.
Okay,
We
fine.
got Bob the cat.
Bob,
Alright,
that's
yes,
fine.
That is fine. That is an adequate name for a cat. I will make sure that every single one that you enunciate is in there. Of you going
Perfect.
through one by one, every single one.
That is amazing.
Just,
Thank you.
just so that everyone knows the torment of playing with you in multiplayer.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, hey, I found a
Don't-
tinkerer! Hell yes!
Nice.
Yo!
Oh,
Yes.
Don't worry. That's the only redeeming quality I bring here. Is moments that
good
are
job.
actually good feel a lot better. You know, I think it's kind of funny how someone thought that the scroll staff becoming a sentry was like somehow my influence, which no.
No, it totally was. It was totally an underground conspiracy.
Actually, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys still watch Terraria YouTubers? Because I know, like, 3 years ago, I was totally, like, into, like, Chippy, Chaos, or even, like, Ritto. But now I haven't watched a video in, like, 2 years.
I do not watch Terraria YouTube.
I sometimes do, just so that I can see what people are up to, just because I like to stay in the loop with the community. But I don't really, like, watch many people besides GP, just because, you know, we make similar things.
Crabbar is the only one who I watch who still uploads videos.
Yes. Same. Crab bar is cool.
But like, he rarely uploads Terraria anymore. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's still entertaining to watch.
Well, then how'd you get into Calamity in the first place?
My cousin had me play.
I think I watched like maybe
Same
one
thing.
episode of like Chippy's Calamity playthrough. Like, I don't know. This was like ancient Aztec days. Like
Yeah, no, that's what
so long ago, and like Calamity just stuck in my mind. And then one day I was randomly scrolling through, you know, the Steam, how Steam like has content and features like different content and guides and such. I was scrolling through that on Terraria, and then I saw a guide for how to install TMod Loader, and then I just figured it out, and I was like, oh yeah, Calamity is a mod that exists, and then picked it up and never
The
put
rest
it
is
down.
history.
And the rest is history, as
Yep.
they say.
I played it with a friend a couple years ago, and then I got back into it like probably a year and a half ago now, maybe a little longer. It was probably longer than the dates I'm specifying, just because like I probably don't know. Also, hey Nightcurl, I found a summon for you.
I have 2 Stormline mandibles.
I have the staff.
Oh yes, please give that to me. 2. I have 6, so we're
Okay, I'm
good.
gonna get slaughtered by the Dungeon Guardian.
Where do we need to be for that, by the way? Like, where does that need to be crafted?
Oh my god. At the Demon Altar. Why is he at the house?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
This could be a problem.
No, it's fine.
Never mind, he's gone. Probably.
He exacted his wrath. Here's a tin helmet for anyone who wants it.
What time will he teleport?
It's day.
Oh, he's going. Get him. Go. Dig underneath him.
Get him. I'm trying to get like a.
Are you guys ready?
Okay, well,
Uh,
do a countdown, do a countdown.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
I have 64.
He tried. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he just goes so funky.
I died instantly.
I had an epic prank lined up where I was gonna try to activate Malice like the nanosecond before you spawned him.
I saw. You could have done it at 2.
That would have been so funny.
Kill the nuisance.
Actually, I know spiky balls do well against him. Like, they kill him very hard, so...
Yeah. They actually do insanely well.
I really should have bought some more.
Next episode, seeing if I'm building bases, next episode will probably be like fishing, since I'm doing like the tedious tasks that are fun.
My god, I'm about to drop 7 gold.
Okay, at least one of the nuisances is dead.
Uh.
Okay, we're good.
I think they're both dead, actually.
Ooh, I have both Adrenaline and Rage. I didn't even notice because my sound was off. Kill!
Oh, you
Execute.
have particles. Oh, that's cool.
Execute.
Yeah, that's another small thing. Adrenaline and Rage, or at least Adrenaline has like a little lightning bolt now, which is pretty nifty.
Yeah, those are so nice.
How did I dodge that?
Pure skill.
That one's going in close calls and failures on God. Necro, what is that
Nice.
staff you're shooting?
There we go. Wolfram staff.
I got the
Do you want it?
No.
Relic. It would have been better if it was on Malice.
Yeah,
That's-
though we probably would have lost as well, and honestly...
But,
well,
I don't know, it would have been so funny if I actually managed to get that off in time.
yeah, that would have been hilarious, but you failed.
Yeah, staring into your eyes.
Standing here, I read.
No,
Hey,
stop.
Don't make that meme until I finish part 9, okay?
Okay, can do.
Who's doing the outro?
Not
it.
Not it. I think it's GP.
I think it's GP.
Okay, well, that's CalCast episode 2, I guess, where we pretended to know what we were doing again, and I guess we managed to go for 2 full hours while pretending it, so...
Out.
I called it a success.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was a
Mission
good
accomplished. Problem solved.
day. Thanks, everyone, and
End
have a
scene.
good one.
Yeah.
Yep, bye.
Bye.
Okay.
No!
Hmm.
Stop! Stop!
What?
Do you not see it?
You mean what? Hey, what the?
No!
She isn't doing anything on my screen.
Hey,
She
look.
wasn't doing anything
kinda-
for me either.
Standing there ominously.
Oh.
I closed the server.